Hello. Well, this is one of those classic walking videos where a few parts are sped up and a lot of parts are cut out. But I like to share with you my tips on drone flying. This is the DJI Neo 2 following me out into a park, and soon we'll speed it up and get to our little destination of a bench. One of the tips that I had and wanted to share with you is about the effect of a building on wind. You can have fairly mild winds, but when that wind hits a building and wraps around it, as I'll show later in this video, you get a situation where the wind velocity picks up, the Venturi effect. Anyhow, that is one of the takeaways. With these lightweight drones, you have to be careful of the wind. And on a day that's normally somewhat windy, if you catch yourself near a building, it might be even windier than the top rated speed of these drones, which is somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 miles an hour. And as you probably know, the higher you go up in elevation, the higher the wind speed is typically, and it can be quite high. And there's an app called Windy that's got a red background and a couple of white swooshes in it. That Windy app is really nice because you can check the wind at about 330 feet of where you're going to fly and see what that wind speed is. This is a tunnel that goes under I guess it's 40th Street in Baltimore. It allows Stony Run, that little stream to the right, to pass by, and this building on the left here is the one that creates that Venturi effect with the breeze. I noticed this as I was walking by it. It was quite breezy, and then I got a block ahead of this building, and it was quite calm. I realized that's what must be happening, and I predicted that when I walked past it again on my way back on this walk that I'd feel that Venturi effect, and indeed I did. It wasn't any problem really for this flight, but it's just something to be aware of. Anyhow, I'm going to take a walk down a street called Linkwood here. To my right, which is south, is the Johns Hopkins University Homewood campus. These are some nice apartments and homes in the area. Those lions are pretty cool. And there's that building around which the wind was wrapping and increased wind velocity. Here I am getting the drone to follow me a little bit lower so you can see what's behind me. That seems to be one of the issues that I've learned about these drones. Here I am at a park. Now I want to get a little bit higher so I can see down into this little garden. I don't really succeed there, but the concept, you get the idea. Here I am returning on the bridge, taking a peek down at the Stony Run. I sometimes refer to this as a tunnel because you do get the feeling like this bridge is a tunnel. It's historically been a place where there's some good graffiti. Here on the right you'll see an example of that, this little cat, which I quite like, so much that I'm going to give you a couple more views of it here in slow motion. Slow it down for you a little bit. I think he really captured it. Here I'm going off the trail, and there's a little spot on this log back here where the buildings, the windows from the buildings are reflecting the sunlight onto it, and I couldn't resist trying to do a little bit of hand puppetry on it. But it could be a cool spot for a shot where you need some interesting lighting. All right, moving along from there, my fun with the hand puppets, heading out and calling it an end to this particular drone flight. I do these for my mom. She bought my drone for me, and I promised I would share some of my experiences. This is an easy way to do that, plus a very pleasant way. Here I am walking up and out of this park. This is Wyman Park. I've flown the drone around here. There are other drone videos in this park in which I'm flying up and around in first-person view or FPV mode. Here I am doing my Charlie Chaplin. Oh wait, I just quit doing it. We got back to normal speed here. Some of these apartments are quite pretty in terms of their design. You can't really see that featured here. This one on the right is quite large. You can see it from the air in some of my videos where I'm flying around this area. This is a nice little technique here where you can get the sun blocked by your body and get that nice silhouette effect. The drone is flying, following me quite low there. And here I am wrapping it up, just getting my Charlie Chaplin walk going there again. Another high view, another low view, taking a run at this little berm that I'm going to go up and call it the end of a walk here with the sun going down behind the building as I approach it. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this walk. Hope you liked the little tip on the Venturi effect around buildings.